I don't think I ever saw films and aspired to be on the screen. I kind of wanted to, I think I always wanted to do plays. I wanted to do musicals. I wanted to, you know, like dance around and Mary Poppins and all that sort of thing. Like I used to have a Walkman and put my earphones on and like sing along to soundtracks to musicals, you know, like Les Miserables, and like act it out in the mirror and cry. I auditioned to be a television presenter on a children's show called Dig It. They invited like 3,000 kids to come in and audition to be the new presenter, and they put you on a big inflatable chair, and I talked about my guinea pig. I got 20 seconds in, and after I'd been like, it's a guinea pig, and I have it. There's nothing else to say, so I just sort of sat there. And then, for some reason, I was still really shocked that I didn't get the job. Even though I knew I'd been terrible, I thought maybe they've seen something in me that they can work with. I thought it was all fate. I was like, well, I'm here for a reason, and therefore I must. I don't know. With an education, I think originally I thought it was a bit too much. I thought it was a bit creepy and a bit gross. And so I think originally I thought, you know, it was really, really brilliantly written, but like quite kind of dark. I remember seeing a rough cut of the film the week before, and I was devastated, and I called my mum, and I was like, it's so boring. Like, I don't do anything, and my face is just there, and it's awful, and, you know, because I wasn't used to seeing myself on screen. So I was kind of nervous, and had dreams that I was going to get kicked out of Sundance for being dreadful. And then people liked it, and I was just hugely relieved. Shame, my English agents sent it to me and said there's this amazing part of The Sister. I read it and you know, it starts off terrifyingly. For me as an actor, it was sort of scary. And I'd seen Hunger, which Steve McQueen directed, who also directed Shame, and thought it was just so incredible. And so I asked to meet, and to have a meeting with Steve to sort of pitch myself for the job, really. And so we had a meeting in London and just talked about it for like, I think an hour. And he kept on trying to leave, and I kept on being like, no, don't, because I haven't got the job yet. I thought if I could keep him sitting at the table, there might be a way to persuade him to let me have it. And then he kept on sort of trying to sort of pay the bill, and I kept on being like, no, sit down. Then eventually, yeah, we got in a cab. I stayed, I wouldn't leave him. So I get in the cab with him, and we end up in like Old Compton Street, and he's like, well, I'm going to my thing, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And so then I disappeared, and then that afternoon I got a call saying that he'd offered me the job. It's weird because I've never been comfortable with the idea of nudity. When it came to this, it just seemed so obvious to me from the beginning that she is the sort of person who would, you know, would have no problem being naked in front of any family member, and especially not her brother. I think I thought about, you know, like going to the gym, and then we got to the week before, and I happened to just drink beer that week. Yeah, and it was weirdly fine. I had fun, and it's really liberating. You take your clothes off, and you're like, you're all wearing clothes, and I'm naked, and ha ha. It's kind of fun. The point really wasn't that she was a great singer. It was more that she attracted people. She was able to captivate an audience. So Steve comes up to me and he says, right, so we've got to do this big scene, and you've got to be, you know, finishing your set because you can't just sing one song. So just make up a song. And I was like, what? And I was like, can't I just sing a famous song? And he was like, we can't buy the rights to a famous song. Just make up a song. And I was like, what the? And then he was like, you're an artist. You're an artist, aren't you? Are you? Are you an artist? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, then you can make up a song. And I was like, oh, my God. So I had like 10 minutes. I was walking around the Boom Boom room in the stand-up being like, how do I make up a song? How do you write a song? And eventually I made up this, like, the last 2 lines of this, like, really bluesy song. And he said action, and I sang the end of this song, and then, like, bowed. You know, and I'd get in the taxi at the end of the night and go back to my apartment and just stay up for hours because I was so kind of wired. I would go home, like, I wouldn't be able to sleep because it was so cool.